Come again. This is
Kirby Kwan Jr.
Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Kirby Kwan Jr. from The Six, and I'm back with another video. The month is October now, officially. And in October, two very important things, at least to me, are happening at the end of the month. One would be Halloween, which is the best excuse for adults to be like kids. And two is the release of Assassin's Creed Origins. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you my collection of pretty much all, or at least most of the plastic con-safe hidden blades that's been released. So let's get started. Before we get started, I just want to quickly mention that this list is actually going to be ordered in terms of the release date of the products themselves, not the games. Just a quick heads up, because they don't really line up properly, so there you go. So the first one up that would ever be released would be this right here, the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood Ezio's Hidden Blade. This was released back in 2012, which is actually when Assassin's Creed 3 came out. This features a spring-loaded blade in a 3-tier fashion, as well as a gauntlet as well. Now the gauntlet is weird because it's sized more like a vambrace. The difference between a gauntlet and a vambrace is a gauntlet actually goes past the wrist and onto a bit of the palm, and the vambrace itself, also known as the lower cannon, is actually for the forearm. Just a quick misconception there I wanted to tell y'all about. But yeah, this is based off of the hidden blade and gauntlet in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. So we have that nice silver gauntlet as well as the blade as well, decorated in that Renaissance fashion. The blade itself is a bit on the short side, but it is actually the longest one that they have to offer. It does feature a metal buckle for the strap of the vambrace, so that's pretty dope. I will say this though, it's not the most comfortable to wear, and it almost hurts your wrist sometimes just because it fits really tight, to be honest. But the strapping system is really useful, like it's very simple. This also easily has the strongest spring out of all these hidden blades, to the point where it does have some breakage issues. In fact, this particular one is actually my third one. So there you go. I'm probably not going to ever use this for cosplay again. I'm just going to keep it in the box, or maybe, I guess I did open this, but like for display. Another thing that I should mention is amongst collectors, this is commonly referred to as the Brotherhood Blade. So just thought to let you know. As far as con safety goes, it does feature a pretty rubbery blade tip, but the spring is so strong, I would almost say don't use this if you're going to be immature about it. I'll be honest, when I first got my first one of this, I was kind of immature about it, so I can speak for everyone in that regard. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood Blade. There you go. The next one to be released, the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Hidden Blade and Gauntlet, worn by Edward Kenway. This one is actually no longer made by NECA. This one's actually manufactured by McFarlane Toys. I actually have multiples of these. I have two personally, and I also had a broken one as well. This also features a spring-loaded retractable blade with lock. The only thing is it's 2-tiered, which is game accurate rather than 3-tiered in Ezio's blade. Something I should mention though that a lot of people don't notice is the hidden blade is based off of Edward Kenway's design, but the vambrace is based off of Adewale's vambrace. I should also mention that on mine, as you can see during the B-roll, it's been custom painted. The stock ones do come a lot more dull and doesn't look convincing to me personally, but as you can see, once you metalize it up, as you see, once you give it a silver paint job, it does look pretty dope. Something else I should mention is amongst cosplayers and collectors like myself, this is known as the Pirate Blade. So there we go. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Hidden Blade. The next one to be released, Assassin's Creed Unity Arno Dorian's Phantom Blade. So this one was also made by McFarlane Toys, and this, in my opinion at least, is probably has some of the best materials out of all the hidden blades. Everything that's meant to feel like leather feels like leather. Everything that's meant to be wood or steel feels a little bit firmer. It's a bit of a different compound. Something I should mention about this that I don't like though is, even though it fits decent enough and looks pretty good, is that it's very clunky. It's not uncomfortable, but it's clunky. Something else I should mention is this has no locks. It does feature a spring-loaded retractable blade once again, as you would assume, and it also features the wrist-mounted bow, which on mine, unfortunately, there's a casting error when it comes to the button, so mine doesn't actually fire properly. It does certainly still function. It can fire the darts, but doesn't fire properly, so that's a bit of an issue. So because of that, I don't really recommend this for cosplay personally, unless you're going to use it just for photo ops. But it does look cool, I'll be honest. It looks pretty cool, and the detail on this is crazy. It looks, again, it looks perfect, in my opinion. There are also a few problems, like the wrist-mounted bow is a little bit too big, and the blade is tiny, actually, on this. Thankfully, though, the spring on this is not super overpowering, otherwise you would have a mess if this thing malfunctions and explodes in your face. That's what she said. Next one up, Assassin's Creed Syndicate Assassin's Gauntlet with Hidden Blade. This is no longer made by McFarlane Toys, nor is it made by any Sid. It's actually made in-house by UB Workshop themselves. This features, instead of rubber, it uses thermoplastics. This easily features some of the best details that these Hidden Blades have to offer, and honestly speaking, this is pretty badass. With the Hidden Blade itself, we finally get a return to the 3-tiered system, and it's actually a lot more streamlined. It doesn't look nearly as bulbous and as clunky as the Brotherhood Blade, but of course, as you would imagine with engineering, it does get smaller and smaller and more compact. The paint on this is also the most consistent out of all the Hidden Blade products in my opinion, and this probably has the best locking mechanism because it's well hidden in the dial itself. As you can see, the paint is immaculate on this, very consistent. One thing to mention though, this is a left hand only product, so even if you do get 2 of these, you can only wear them on your left hand, or I guess wrist, forearm, whatever, on the left side. Also amongst collectors and cosplayers like myself, this is called the Gauntlet Blade, and the reason why is actually because on EB Games website and GameStop's website, they listed this as the Assassin's Creed Syndicate Gauntlet Blade, which, yeah, it sounds pretty stupid. Next one up, the Assassin's Creed Movie Hidden Blade by McFarlane Toys. Now there are actually 2 versions of this. There's one here that's made by McFarlane Toys, and there's one that's made by UB Workshop in-house as well. Something I should mention is this is actually my second one, so I did double up on this. And the best part about this one, if you watch the vlog, I got this for like 10 bucks. This one, in my opinion, easily has the best materials on it. Everything feels substantial, and it definitely feels comfortable to wear. One of the lightest as well. Now, something I didn't mention actually that I probably should have is that all of the previously mentioned Hidden Blades uses Velcro as closure systems. With this, it actually has a lace-up closure system, and it even comes with a cord lock. As far as the van brace goes, this is easily the most comfortable out of all of them. And that's mainly because of the closure. You have a lace-up system, it's going to be the most comfortable and the most adjustable as well. And also this rubber compound feels and looks like leather. They really did a lot of sculpting on this. It looks immaculate. The paint job is really nice too, very consistent. The only downside I see is, it does have a lock, but the blade is a bit on the short side once again. And on top of that, it's also been severely mounted far too back. So amongst collectors and cosplayers such as myself, this is commonly referred to as the Aguilar Hidden Blade, and the one made by UB Workshop is usually referred to as the Aguilar Gauntlet. At last, and technically at first, is the Assassin's Creed Altair Hidden Blade and Van Brace by Spirit Halloween. So you're not going to be able to find this in like your standard EB Games or GameStops or anything like that, because this is exclusively sold through Spirit Halloween, meaning that you can only get this on their website or in the store itself. Now, quick thing I should mention is my cheap ass did actually get this with a 20% off coupon, so there's that. So this is the most different compared to all the other Hidden Blades because it's actually made of the exact same material throughout the whole entire thing. So it's made of the same hard plastic for all the armor plating as well as the Hidden Blade itself. And for the first time, even though this does use Velcro closure, it uses a synthetic leather, also known as polyurethane. And this is the other thing too, is technically this is ambidextrous. It does come with this glove here for the left hand, which is made of latex on top. And then you also get some kind of fabric. I'm guessing this is a polyurethane spandex weave. But technically, if you take this out, this becomes an ambidextrous blade for either side. And the dope thing about this one too is if you look at the size of this, it's really small, really thin, really compact, and this is actually the lightest Hidden Blade out of all of them. And I would say this is actually the best one to use for cosplay just because it's just so compact. Look at it, it's really thin, it's also very modular, it's ambidextrous. And the best part in my opinion is if you look at the blade popping up, it's a lot lighter of a spring, so there's really no danger. The tip of this is rounded off, so it's not pointy like the other ones. And even though this is made of a firmer plastic, just because of how slow this blade shoots out, it uses a weaker spring. It's a lot lighter, like I said. This is pretty much the perfect cosplay prop. So amongst collectors and cosplayers like myself, this is known as the Spirit Halloween Altair Hidden Blade. Not to be confused with the Windless Studios Hidden Blade. Bitch! So that does it for me with my Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade collection. For cosplay, I recommend you get the Assassin's Creed Spirit Halloween Altair Hidden Blade, but for general purposes or all-around purposes, I recommend you get the Edward Kenway Pirate Blade. Will I be getting the one from Assassin's Creed Origins? I probably will, but once it goes on sale, to be honest, because it looks kind of ugly, to be honest. But this has been Kirby Kwan Jr. I just it was really fun showing you my Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade collection. Until next time, we out. So see you next time, y'all.